Well, good morning. I am coming to you on a Tuesday morning, which I never do. I am Gina Swig with Positive Life Dog Training, and you are watching my weekly live Tuesday tips. So I usually come join you at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon or so, 1 or 1:30, and I'm doing something fun this afternoon. So guess what? You'll never guess. It's actually not that exciting, but it's very exciting to me because I haven't done it in a long time. I'm going to a movie in a movie theater with my daughter and her husband. So I think it's called Jungle Cruise. It just seemed like the least detestable out of all of the choices, and it's been, a very long time since going to a movie. So really, I just like it for the popcorn, the giant bucket of popcorn that I sit on my lap, my own bucket of popcorn. Anybody else? Can anyone relate to that? I doubt that I'm the only one. That's not actually what we're talking about today. Today, we're going to talk about capturing. So, capturing behaviors from your dog that we want to see more of. So, it's another way of training. There are just different training methods and approaches and different ways that you can train each specific behavior. So sometimes it's just much easier to just, another way of saying capturing is just catching your dog doing something good, a behavior that you want to see more of. So first we have to check out what the boy is doing. I did bring out some things for him to do, but he's just really laying and chilling here. I'm sorry you get the backside again. He fell over again. I think it's nap time. I did bring, this has some things in it that he can get out if he gets bored. I don't want to draw attention. And this little thing that also had streaks in it. I think I've showed you this before, but he likes that too. But I'm just going to let him chill since he seems very happy to do that. So anyway, and also we're going to do a little demo with Rory, a real quick thing at the end here. So let him just rest up for that. Hopefully be in a good frame of mind. Oh dear, he is. Isn't he huge now? He's all sprawled out. He always looks bigger on camera, but he actually is getting very big. So anyway, capturing some of, okay, I'm going to check my notes here. Like when you catch your dog doing something that you like or that you want to see more of, what do? We want to mark the moment that they do it. So that could be either, for me, it's usually a clicker, but not always, because sometimes when it's a behavior that just happens and you catch your dog doing it, you don't always have a clicker on you, myself included. And so then you would use a verbal reward marker. So something like yes or good, but that's a clear marker for the moment that they perform the behavior. And in this case, we're talking about something that you haven't specifically asked for. They just kind of naturally offered. And then most importantly, okay, so you're going to mark it. They do the behavior. I'll give you a bunch of examples. You mark it with a clicker or a verbal marker, yes. And then, most important, it has to be reinforced. If you want to see that behavior reoccur, it's got to be reinforced. We've talked about this a lot. And with positive reinforcement, that is the thing. It's not the cue. It's not anything that precedes the behavior. It really is what type of reinforcement they get that predicts whether or not they're going to repeat that behavior. So they remember those things. So in this case, I would say, I was going to give some examples. First, I'll give you some reasons why, benefits of capturing. So you at the beginning of capturing a behavior and marking and rewarding it, it's just so simple because you're not having to cue any behavior. You're really just catching them kind of randomly doing it, something that they would probably naturally do anyway. And once in a while, they'll guess at things that they've been reinforced for before, and that's okay because you're going to show them, oh yes, that is something that I like, by reinforcing it. And then and the easy thing is that you can just capture these any time. So you don't have to be like in a training session or just set things up, but do be ready, that you could like quickly go get, even if you mark something that you're in the little living room with your dog and the treats are in the kitchen. That's fine. That's why we mark the moment, like with a verbal marker or a clicker, so that marks that moment, and then you can go get the treat. Something that is reinforcing to your dog. So so that's cool. So you don't need to cue the behavior. You don't need a training session for capturing to happen. And then the beauty is, as you mark and reinforce these behaviors, your dog will just begin to offer them more often. They're just going to offer more of what has been reinforced, whether you cue it or not. So a lot of these things you are going to eventually put on cue, but you're not going to start out that way, and I will explain that. And then it can also be used as an alternate, like capturing can be used as an alternative approach when, say, you're trying to cue your dog for a behavior, trying to teach a new behavior, and maybe they're just stuck. Or you're stuck with your dog. They're just struggling a bit, just can't seem to get over the hump. Sometimes, in that case, the simplest thing is to just really watch your dog and catch them when they might just be doing it like kind of by accident. And then they will eventually make that connection. If you catch it enough times and mark it and reward it, they're going to make that connection. Oh, every time I do this thing, something really amazing happens. I'm just going to offer it and see what happens, right? So we just want to be paying attention to those things. So here are some examples of when you might use capturing, when I have used it. So say your puppy is having a hard time sitting on cue. I've seen this before, especially with smaller breeds, super wiggly, giggly. It's hard to even get them to sit still enough. Like for a new puppy that I'm just teaching a sit cue, I would typically lure with a treat over their nose until they lower their backside, and then that's the moment you mark and reward. Well, sometimes there's just so much excitement and so much you can't even get them to focus on what you're doing. So you just watch when eventually it's just a natural behavior. At some point, they're just going to sit, even if it's like right before they lay down. But you just want to watch for that and catch that. It's just the simplest thing. And then they're going to go, oh, why? They didn't even tell me to do anything, but here, I got a treat for just doing something I would naturally do anyway. So that's just a very easy way. I've seen it. I've done it. It works. And then say, one example is, say your dog tends to get in hyper mode when you're getting ready to sit and relax for the evening. You want to just relax on the couch for a while, maybe watch some TV, and this is when your dog just wants to get the zoomies. Well, there's nothing terrible about that, but if it's bothering you and it goes on and on and on, what I would do is capture your dog. It might not be in that moment, but capture your dog at other moments when they're just calmly laying down. They're just laying down and chilling. Yes, treat. And then they haven't done anything. They might not even understand at first why they're getting a reward. But if it's this calm behavior that's always getting rewarded, when you haven't asked for anything, again, that's key here, they're going to just be offering that more. And then eventually you're going to put that on cue, either a down or you have like a chill cue. But just first capture those moments. It's just so powerful. And it's the simplest, easiest thing. It's so fun. Let's say, this is one I do a ton, is that you're out on a walk and your dog just checks in with you, just looks at you. You're not saying their name, asking for anything, but that's something I reward a lot, and so I get that behavior a lot. And I want it more and more. So they just check in with you, they just look at you, they're not hyper-focused on their environment, so you want to just watch your dog for those moments, and then yes, or good, and give a treat right away as fast as you can. And then you will see more of that. If you're consistent with rewarding that, that's a great one, and that's something I do a lot. And then say, here's another one, real life example for, I bet, a lot of you. Say your dog thinks it's super fun to look out the window and then bark at everything that moves, which adds up to a lot of barking in a day, right? If that's something they're doing all the time. Very annoying. So what if you just catch the moment they're just looking out the window and they're not barking, they're just calm. You can just sit and look out the window with them for a minute and just feed them some chicken or something amazing. And they're gonna know, well, when I'm looking out the window, anytime I'm barking, I don't get anything good, although it is rewarding for them to do that, but they're not getting any treats from you. You're not reinforcing anything. But when I'm calm, I look out the window, I can be calm, and then I get amazing treats that I don't normally get. It's something spectacular, except for when I'm calmly looking out the window. So we just need to be paying attention to what our dog is doing, and not only when they're doing something we don't want them to do. That's when we tend to give attention and want to tell them something else to do or try to correct the behavior that we don't want. Let's pay more attention when they're doing what we do want and capture those moments and reinforce them. Oh, here's one. Oh, okay, so this is so fun. So you can also use capturing for, like in the example of sit, like eventually you're going to put that on cue, but you're just trying to make an association for your dog at first to make it achievable, attainable, if they're struggling. So you're just going to catch them doing that. But eventually, in the example of sit, when you can see your dog is just about to get into a sit, not on cue, then give the verbal cue, sit. So they begin to associate the word with what they were already going to do anyway, mark and reward it. So in the case, something we've been working on recently, it's been really fun. It's a play bow. So take a bow. So I just think a play bow is so cute, and it's a really nice, calm, like non-threatening behavior for your dog to offer in different situations. It can be, I mean, it's usually playful, it can be a greeting, but it's something really nice that we want to see more of, and you can put that on cue. So it so happens that Rory, not every dog just naturally does that a lot, so Rory just offers that a lot. It's just sort of his style of greeting and his body language. So I decided to just start capturing that and then eventually to put it on cue. So I know in the morning when we do our greeting, he's so happy. He offers so many play bows and all kinds of paw swiping, and it gets very wild and crazy. But he does that a lot. And so I didn't say anything at first. I just was ready. I knew, I'm like, I'm going to be ready with the clicker and treats for a normal greeting. And so he would just go in his play ball, click, and he'd get a treat. I try to treat him while he's still in it. He doesn't, we're kind of working in that duration because he doesn't really hold. A lot of times he'll just go in the play ball and pop up. So ideally, I want to give him the treat while he's still in that position. So that's not always happening that way, but we're working toward that. And so he'd be like, wow, I never got a treat for doing that before. And so then he starts doing it more. And then click, treat, every time he's doing that. And it's happening real often, just in one short little time span. And so then I decided to put the verbal cue to it. I didn't want to say bow or take a bow because to me it just sounds, and I'm thinking to him it would sound very similar to down. It has that same sound quality. And so I gave the cue bravo. And so it's like goes with taking a bow. And so then as he's just about to go into his little play bow, his voluntary play bow, I say bravo. And then and I click and treat. And so now, and then I put a hand cue to it too. I do like a little bow, curtsy, and say bravo. And I make like a sweeping gesture, and then I click and treat. And so he's been able to do it on cue. Sometimes I try to do it without moving my body, so I don't always have to take a bow too. um, but with the verbal cue. So I'm going to give you a little demo. He's completely sleeping now. Hey, buddy. Hi. Oh. Hi, buddy. Do you want to wake up and play a game? Show our friends what you learned? Well, I never did it when he's in a dead sleep, so we'll just see how this goes. Okay, I've got my clicker, and I also have shoulder thing. Right now, because we haven't really done this a lot out here, outside, so it's different. So I up the ante with the treats for this, and I'm using chicken. So I think he's gonna be pretty happy about that. So let's see how it goes. I'm gonna move the camera. Hi, buddy. Did you wake up? Let's see if I can get him on here. Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is. Okay. Can you see him? Okay, let's get him over here. Oh, good. Bravo. Good boy. Oh, he held it for a little bit. He made it a stretch. Oh, fun. Okay, let's see if he'll do it without my big hand, sweeping hand gesture. Oh, they're a little bit frozen, so they could be out here, so it's taking a little bit. What a good boy. Bravo. Yay. See, he's not holding. He's just like popping up right away. So the thing you can do to get your dog to hold something is just delay the click or the reward marker a little bit. So let me just try that. Good job. Bravo. Whoop. He popped up again. So we're going to work on that. And then sometimes he just guesses and he goes into a down. And so what I do is I just move away from him. I call him to me or do a hand targeting touch to get him out of that position. And then we just try it again. So it's something that has been so fun, and I'll do it like at that. I'm just gonna do a couple more. 1 second. I gotta reload. Reload with a couple of treats. Look at him. He's so sleepy, but he does like chicken. Good job. Bravo. Oh, that was. Oh, now he's guessing. Okay, so it was like a little half-hearted, and then he started guessing a little bit. Bravo! Good boy! Good job, buddy! Okay, I'll do it without the hand cue again. Bravo! Good job, buddy! That was fun. It was fun for me. You should try that with your dog or with something that they just normally offer. Like I said, not every dog offers that naturally, but he just does that a lot. So if there's something else that your dog does, oh, something that I try to work on is this. I saw this recently, and I haven't done it yet, but sometimes Rory does, 'cause he's like super, here buddy, you want to take, it was just that empty collagen powder container, and I have a bunch of treats and like a chicken strip in there, or chicken, whatever, jerky, and so then he can just, he kind of rolls it around. Oh, there goes all the paw swiping. Oh, sorry, where is he? Can you see him? Oh, he got a whole bunch out right away. Well, yeah. I'm so sorry. I dropped the phone. So, sorry. I'll finish by, I was just going to say that another behavior that he, just an example of something that he offers, not as much as the play bow, but it's so cute when he does, because he's super paw swipey. And then sometimes I'll just like do that with him on the floor just for playing. And then he'll just start, I don't know why, he just starts swiping at his nose. And so I saw somebody else online put that on cue, and they said that, like the cue that they gave, they said, are you shy? And then the dog would go, that's so cute. So I might try that. If we get anywhere with that, I will give you the demo. But just as an example of something, it could be either just a fun thing or something like a behavior that you seriously want or need your dog to do. So I hope this was helpful. Please let me know if you've already had any success with this, have any questions about it, any kind of troubleshooting. I would love to go over any of that with you. And say goodbye, Rory. He's having so much fun now. I will see you next week on Tuesday Tips. Haven't decided what we're going to talk about exactly, but I always have ideas. So have a great week, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.